Hello Aquarius, Dadhichi here from astrology.com.au, and I'm all G'd up because, I want to prove people wrong when they say, oh, you're a little bit down, your readings are a little bit somber. For you this month, it's fantastic, really, because the month of November 2016 is ushered in with a new moon in your career sector, which is absolutely awesome. Not only the new moon, because the new moon involves the sun, so you've got the sun, the moon, but also communicative and very, very friendly Mercury, all there in the upper part of your horoscope. So where should I start this month, other than saying on the most obvious level, this is a time for you to really rejoice and look forward to new things professionally, communications of all sorts due to the favourable influence of Mercury. And by the way, these planets and the new moon have just been in a wonderful triangular aspect to Neptune, which is taking place in its transit in your second house of income and material values. So there's a lot of really good stuff happening on the uppermost levels, but you think there's a catch. Well, it's not really a catch, but I want to take you a little bit deeper, because for some of you, Mercury is going to have you thinking, analysing, along with the new moon, about what next. What can I do? Where can I take all of this? And you've got to be careful of the fear factor here, because what I've found in my many, many years of experience is that people want success. They want the power, they want the world, but that often comes at a price. Number one, I've found the more successful you are, successful people may be wealthy, but they become more and more time poor. So the element of time is an important one. But over and above that, the opportunity to dive into something magnificent, because that's what I'm seeing here. There are wonderful opportunities. Firstly, having the sun in the upper part of the horoscope at this time of the year, each year for Aquarius, this is really when opportunities are at their peak. And Mercury shows you communication is truly at a good level. But what if something is presented to you? What I've found is that people in some ways fear success. So that fear factor is the downside. All the other factors there, to my way of thinking, seem set to give you the key to open the door to wherever you want to go. But Aquarius, are you prepared to take the opportunity is the question. So, the new moon in the 10th house, new opportunities in work, interviews, communication with people who can further your financial and professional opportunities are there. On the 14th of the month, we see the moon swinging around into your 4th house. And that's interesting because that's the contra, directly opposite to profession. That is your domestic sphere, that is the mother, that's your family. That's the home. That's also your happiness. So that fear factor may somehow be tied in with what's expected of you. And that's unusual because we know you're probably one of the most progressive signs of the zodiac, Aquarius, the trailblazer, the revolutionary, all that sort of stuff. But when it comes down to it, I have found that many Aquarians are quite practical. My sister, in fact, is an Aquarian, and she is so efficient with money. She loves the idea of security. So, we can't pigeonhole everyone. But what I am saying is that this month, especially in the second half of the month, you are likely to see some need to balance this grand opportunity in your work, this open pathway, with what's expected of you, which is the more conventional side of life. Now, I'm not saying you can't balance these. What I'm saying is you have to be very, very clever. Hopefully, Mercury in the 10th house is going to give you the mentality that allows you to do that. And we see when Mercury moves to the 11th house of your horoscope, where your ruling planet is, where Venus has just been, that is when you can capitalize on these opportunities that I'm talking about. Let me get my eyes on so I can have a quick look at the transit. So we see that the transit on the 13th, isn't that interesting? That's the day before that that full moon. So we see Mercury, planet of communication, on the 13th, moving into the zone of profitability, strong networking connections, friends and affiliates are shown by this. So it seems that almost simultaneously with that opportunity coming through, you've got this whole traditional security consciousness coming into it. That is why I stipulated at the beginning, I think your key phrase for this month, notwithstanding all the great stuff that I see, is overcoming fear. That can be fear of success. It can also be a fear of your wife or your husband if they nag you or they want to dominate the situation. So there's sometimes, well, not sometimes, very often, I found a fear associated with standing up to that, reclaiming your self. So the other key phrase for you, I think, is self-empowerment. Of course, the two go hand in glove. If you're overcoming any fear, then it naturally follows that you're empowering yourself. So these are the important transits for you this month, Aquarius, and I think with that, I can safely say that if you're able to overcome some of these things, there's one other transit I need to mention, which is in fact the planet that rules your career, is Mars's transit into your sun sign on the 9th. So you see 9th, 13th, 14th. These dates are going to be very important for everything surrounding your work and your profession. Mars transiting into your sun sign is going to be important. Firstly, it gives you the drive, the commitment, the confidence. In some ways, don't take this wrongly, the aggressiveness you need to beat your competitors. If you've got to go for interviews, that sort of thing, you are likely to not be afraid in coming forward and showcasing what it is you can do. And I think that's what's important, especially now with the competitiveness in the marketplace. But by the same token, this can make you a little bit injury prone, just on the more practical level, driving cars, overexertion at the gym, that type of thing. So you need to balance that mental and professional aggression against the physical strain and tension and possible injury that is likely from that transit. A lot for you to think about. In the meantime, you can go and visit the website astrology.com.au. I'm available for personal readings. I'm finding that a lot of people are coming forward now after I'm doing this, wanting more dynamic, interactive help in terms of engineering their destiny, which is a term that I use, destiny engineering. One-on-one consultations to look at those parts of the horoscope that you can improve and utilize to your best advantage. So that's an open invitation to you. Please take advantage of that, and I hope to see you here again next month as usual. Bye bye for now.